Gamers! It's gamer time. Wait, is that a fucking spooky skeleton behind me right now? Let's see if I can make him glow. Yeah, a little bit, getting a little bit of glow in there. Little bit, just a smidge of a glow. I'm waiting for takeaways to arrive. I want, before I get into the stream, I know no one's watching yet, but I'm gonna do it for the VOD. If you want to come chat with me, that's what this stream's gonna be. I'm just gonna be sat here playing the game that was voted for by my Discord. But I just want to fucking chat. That's what I want to do. The game's just background noise. Oh fuck! I didn't. What did I just click on? Oh god. Right. All right. Fine. Gamers. Give me a moment. Hello, cat.
Hello.
What's popping, gamer?
I'm good. Sorry for not joining yesterday for the movie.
No, that's okay. You're live at twitch.tv/Grith.
Oh, hello.
How you doing today? How's it popping?
I'm doing great.
Happy birthday for yesterday. How did your birthday go?
It went pretty well. Like, me and my family went out to get like cakes at the bakery, some pastries.
Hell yeah. What do you mean, like birthday cakes or just like cakes?
Just like small like pastries.
Yeah. All right. Pretty epic. Oh god, I'm so tired today.
That's the reason why I didn't get on, cause like I slept only 5 hours yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like I got pretty tired. I went to sleep at like around 9, 10ish.
God, I was gonna ask something. What was I gonna ask? I was gonna ask something. Oh yeah, Kat, what's your deepest, darkest fear? That's my question of the day.
Darkest fear.
Yeah, what are you most afraid of? Come on, it's an easy question. I'm not throwing this at you out of no. I am. I totally am. I'm going.
It's being afraid of fear.
What you're like anticipate being afraid.
I guess so.
I might switch games. I'm gonna be honest. This game is too distracting. I'm gonna fucking switch games.
Wondering. Nah.
Yeah.
That's not what I mean. It's I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Really have to think about it.
Oh. Well, let's like what's something that like, cause like my when I talk about my fears, obviously it will be very easy to just go
Needles.
like. Well, no, it'd be very easy to go like, well, I'm afraid of like, I'm afraid of the concept of death, But like, at the end of the day, in a medical basis, I have a clinically worrying phobia of wasps. And I last time I had a blood test, I passed out because I hate needles.
Shit.
So, like, obviously you got those.
Oh, I was at the zoo one time,
Yeah.
and there was this like big area with butterflies, and I was panicking the whole time when I walked through that place.
Because butterflies.
I was scared of butterflies.
Yeah. What is it about them? What gets you? What sets you off?
I have no idea. It's just small things flying towards me that just makes me anxious.
Is it because they're like hard to keep track of?
Not exactly. It's kind of like the colors are like the colors on them, and then them flying at the same time at you is like it's disorienting.
Yeah. I feel that. I can get along with that. Oh, hey,
But
Jess.
that's not like exactly my biggest fear. There
But is
is
that?
something else. It's
Oh
just
yeah.
It's
I,
me!
There they are. They're here right now.
no, but it's like I remember, but I don't know.
Uh, is it that sort of thing that like when you're put on the spot, you can't like be 100% sure?
I don't exactly feel put on the spot. It's just I do remember like thinking about having my greatest fear, but
Mm.
now I just don't exactly remember.
Because I find that when I'm not like prepared for a question, I like this exact question. I don't know. I like that's why whenever someone asks me what my greatest fear is, I'm always like, oh, wasps. But like, are wasps my greatest fear? I feel like there are universal fears that we all experience as like people. That would be like everyone's greatest fear, like the classic horror trope of like the mystery, like the um yeah, I guess you could say fear of the unknown or something.
Well, I mean, like wasps are pretty freaky when they like just stand one place midair.
Wasps are fucking, the alien from the movie Alien.
hmm
Wasps, in my opinion, are the closest real life equivalent we have to those fucking things.
I
Okay,
have heard about that.
I'm fully fucking serious. Did you know that almost every breed of wasps, including the common yellow jacket, have parasitoid young, meaning that their young are parasites that need to feed off living beings and eat their way out of their hosts before becoming wasps. Many types of wasps also have that small, like, inside mouth that wasps have. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh shit.
Wasps are fucking monsters. Like, I'm not gonna state my religious preferences right now, but what I will say is that if there was a god, if there is a god, would he have made those fucking things? That's all I'm saying.
It is almost like they're alien.
Yeah, it is. If you were to tell me that wasps are actually real life aliens, I wouldn't fucking doubt you for a second. I wouldn't even need evidence. You could just tell me and I would fully believe you straight up. You could be like, they're from the planet Zorgolorg, and I'd be like, I fucking knew it. So yeah, I don't like wasps. I've had multiple panic attacks related to wasps. Do you know? Have I ever told you the story, Kat, of where my fear of wasps comes from? Like the origins
No.
of it. When I was a wee tiny little baby in like a pram, a pushchair,
Yeah.
my mom was taking me out for a jovial stroll with my auntie, right? They were chatting, they had their kids. It was my auntie was pushing my cousin, my mom was pushing me. And I walked past. They went and sat underneath a tree. What they didn't know is that this tree had a wasp's nest inside it, right?
Oh God.
So only after a couple minutes did they notice, but like they'd been like swatting away wasps and shit that they thought were flies this whole time, right?
Ah.
And that had been making them really angry. That had been making the wasps really angry. So they look up and they see this angry fucking hive full of wasps, like, and the hive's like about to like lunge down and get them, right? Like it's fucking
Yo.
buzzing, and they fucking run. Like my auntie grabs her daughter, my cousin, and fucking runs, and my mum grabs her bag and runs. I am left there. I am
Oh
left there.
no!
Uh,
Oh
I will
no!
say I'm speaking I'm not speaking anecdotally. I don't remember this event happening, but I have had it told to me multiple times. I was left there and attacked as an infant by this entire hive of wasps.
Oh no!
And you know, there's that old theory that phobias come from childhood trauma. Are we talking about deepest fears? Of course we are. I'm on that fucking deepest fears high. I need to hear them all. I need to hear all of these deepest fears. Talking about the my epic wasp origin story. Yeah,
I do remember like these twins. They were like babysitting me,
yeah,
and I was on one of those small chairs you're talking about.
yeah, yeah.
And so they were like playing around, and there's this little small
That is
slope
true,
on the
Caden.
road,
Bruce Wayne was
and
afraid
they
of
let go of
fucking
me, and
wasps. That makes
legit, like,
sense.
I ended up going full speed down the fucking road, and just my face got slammed through a trash bin,
Holy shit.
and I fell off.
Fucking hell.
I have a very similar one to that in that my white nationalist abusive father, we were on like a holiday once, and we were cycling, like there was these like rental bikes, right, and I was on like we couldn't afford enough for all of us, so I was on like the back of my dad's one, like it was a two-person bike, and there was this like steep ass hill, like I don't know how to describe it, but like Josh, look at this, like that steep hill.
Yeah.
And it said specifically no bikes. And he was like, "Oh, go on, we'll do it." And like, I couldn't leave, I couldn't do anything. And like, my mum had cycled off with my brother. He was like, "Oh, go on, Jess, we'll do it." And I was literally like screaming in fear the entire way down, and he was just like laughing maniacally. And it's the fastest I've ever gone. Like, I blacked out. And that's why I couldn't go on roller coasters for ages, I think, because that was really scary.
Damn.
And everyone was like, there was no sympathy. Everyone was just like, "Oh, Jess, you're such a pussy." It's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, that sounds like shit. But I mean, that's because you grew up with like almost entirely men, right? So like, there's gonna be that that air of if you are afraid of something, then you are a pussy. Men are very competitive with fear. That's just a general rule. At least in my experience. I don't know. I don't know if anyone has any contrary experiences, but typically, unself-aware men tend to be very competitive with fear. Caden says, "Oh man, I don't have childhood trauma that enticed fears as an adult. Cringe. Wow. Get a load of this guy."
If I think about it, a lot of my younger childhood has been like me getting my face slammed into something.
Damn.
Well, what I don't remember is one of my friends was talking about how I had like a little bit of anger issues
Right.
when I was younger. And so I remember I got in a fight with him, and apparently like I was so fucking ruthless. Took the back of his head and slammed him into a radiator, and then kicked the shit out of him.
Holy
Oh.
shit.
I was
I
like 8, I think 9.
damn, I have a close family member who has an almost identical story. They were like
I'm like totally the opposite today.
yeah, well, yeah, you're a very passive person in my experience. But yeah, and no, you know what? As I say, it's exactly the same with my brother, my close family member. They're
Name any names.
yeah, yeah. They're so passive. They're one of the most passive people I know. But they when they were younger, they were so like borderline familial abuse against another close family member. They were horrible to them for no reason. And I remember one specific time when they like slam. I wasn't there. I don't know the full context, but all I know is the aftermath that I was taking care of them, babysitting them, and I came back from doing something, and they'd like slammed the other person's head into a bedpost. I was like, what the how does that happen? And it was over something stupid. It was like, he was beating me too much in the game, and I was like, what are you talking about? How does this happen? It was fucked.
Jesus. Ay, ay, ay.
But yeah, now he's like the most passive, like borderline, what's the word? A pacifist person that I know, you know?
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty epic if you ask me. Damn, would it be unepic if I switched games again?
What are you playing now?
Right now I'm playing Watch Dogs Legion, but I mean, I don't want the stream to be about the games. There's a reason I've put this on just chatting. I don't want it to be about a game. I got it out of their system, I guess. Yeah, got all the aggression out early. That's why I'm so fucking aggressive now. I never got to beat anyone up when I was young. No. Jess, am I aggressive? Am I an aggressive person, in your opinion?
You were like a little when I met you, but I think that's because you had stuff going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're fine now.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah. You've never beat me before yet.
What?
Yet?
Yeah. You've never beat me hard, and besides, I deserved it.
Yeah.
Do you want to
I
be
don't know if
beat?
this is against Twitch terms of service, so I'm just gonna say, this is a joke! Josh has never hurt me!
Yes.
Twitch wants it, like,
I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be. I think people have done edgier shit on Twitch than like joke about John Lennoning their significant others.
John Lennon.
Okay.
I was just trying to think of famous wife beaters. Chris Brown. There you go. Although that wasn't his wife, that was Rihanna. Was it Rihanna? Yeah, it was Rihanna. Is that Legion? Yeah, this is Legion. And it may not be on for much longer. I am considering switching games, even though I just switched from World of Horror to this. What do I get? Maybe I'll switch back to World of Horror. That'd be wacky, right? Randa, how about you? What's your deepest, darkest fear? Tell me right now. Tell me.
What? Actually, now that I remember, the deepest, darkest fear for me is forgetting who I am.
Oh yeah.
That's a huge one.
It's
Yeah.
like completely like if I just become like an empty shell of a person. It's fun. That's scary.
Yeah, I have a family friend who suffers from dementia. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure everyone knows like someone who suffers from dementia in some capacity, right? That's a horrible disease. Fucking horrible disease. And it's so scary seeing someone not only forgetting who they are but forgetting who everyone around them is.
Yeah,
It's
they
just so
get so
sad.
scared too, because
Yeah.
they don't know what's going on. I mean, to them, they're just like existing. Like,
Yeah.
they have no idea what's happening, and everything is a threat.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine's grandmother. Like they had a form of dementia that made them like regress to like they thought they were like. Mighty Jess, can you get it? They thought they were like 18, and that they were still like in high school and well, what do they call it? They were still in like secondary school. You know, it was surreal to see. You know, Rando says my deepest darkest fear is the ocean or becoming a failure. It switches. You see, I think most people have like there's like two types of fears. I think people have like two fear slots in their inventory, you know? There's like these overarching like conceptual metaphysical fears, like becoming a failure, like, you know, forgetting who you are, fear of the unknown, that kind of thing. And then there's like these tangible physical fears, like the ocean, like wasps, needles, you know, things like that, that are very... I could do the door. Yeah, you take over, Jess. You take over. I want you to continue from exactly where I was. I'm sure you're pretty sure.
Hey guys, I'm very sick, so I'm wearing the stupidest pajamas I could wear, but they're very comfy and fluffy.
And this is Josh saying this.
Oh, wait, what's going on?
Talking about deepest, darkest fears. He was talking
Yeah.
about like there's these metaphysical ones, like fear of the unknown or fear of losing oneself, and then there's these physical, tangible ones like the ocean or needles. That's where he left off.
I'm not very good at like talking. I'm not the best person to be on here, but yeah, I think like there comes a point like in childhood and stuff, like all of your fears are completely tangible, right? Because that's all you know. And then it gets like just crazy ass shit, right? Is that me? I don't know. Like all of my fears are like social shit now.
You
But-
can sort out plates and stuff.
Huh?
You
Yeah.
can sort out plates and stuff. Alright, gamers, what did Jess say? Did Jess fuck it up?
Yeah.
Did you fuck it up, Jess? What did Jess say?
Like her fears as younger were just tangible, physical ones, but now it's just more social.
Yeah, that's another thing. I think when you get older, you get so ingrained in like the structures and systems that we live in that like, I mean, that's what our whole lives are based around. She said the N-word multiple times. They said the N-word multiple times. Oh, Jess, I told you. You got you got my channel banned once already for saying the N-word 500 times. Yeah, no, it's your favorite word. I don't care if it's on your word of the week calendar, okay? Sorry, oh, sorry. They said the N-word. Thank you. Thank you.
It's important to get my gender right when you're accusing me of saying the N-word.
What was I saying before I left? Oh, I was talking about like, yeah, I think there's people always have like a mix of like two different types of fears. Everyone's got like, oh yeah, I said people have two inventory slots for, they've got like these metaphysical fears like being a failure, fear of the unknown, fear of rejection, that kind of thing. Like these broad overarching things that affect your whole life and affect the way you interact with the whole world. And then these like tangible physical fears like wasps, the ocean, needles. I once knew someone who was afraid of lampposts because one time when they were a kid, they saw like a spider's nest hatch out of a lamppost. Which sounds like a really cool imagery, don't get me wrong, but like it made them afraid of lampposts for the rest of their life. Rando, Grith, on an unrelated note, what's the username on Dead by Daylight? I think it's probably just Grith, right? Like that's what it is on most things.
I remember like this one person telling me that this old person got cured of his dementia.
Yeah.
How he did that was legit. He was out of his mind.
Yeah.
But he was just sitting on his chair, and he would just be sitting there talking to himself, right? But what he said is that he saw this little kid like walk into the what is that like old people's home called?
Yeah, no, I like the care home or whatever, right?
Care place for
Yeah.
people. Like he was just sitting there talking to himself, but what he saw was like this little kid entering with like this little lamb, and he was just talking how he remembered he was young, and like he started remembering things because of that kid.
I think you might have
He
told me this
wasn't
one before.
real.
It's ringing a bell. Yeah, I've heard similar stories. I'm always really interested. Like, obviously, dementia is like one of the saddest things. Well, I'm gonna go play Fallout 3. I'll be back in time for the movie if you're still planning it. Good stuff. Yeah, movie's at 9. So yeah, be there at 9.
Everything's included and leaked, just so you know.
Oh, that's
Especially
fantastic.
the 2, but there's bits of plastic in it where it's
Great.
like
Perfect. What was I saying a second ago? Oh yeah, I'm always really interested to how, because Kat, we were talking the other day about this. I studied psychology. I have an A level in psychology, and I think in America that translates to a minor degree. And for one of the things I did, it was a term about memory. It was about like how memory works physically speaking, you know. And it was the most depressing thing in that whole course, because there's a lot of looking at people with dementia, looking at people. I remember there was this one case study that we looked at that was this guy who he had severe memory issues, but it was because he'd been in a car accident and he damaged the part of his brain to do with storing long-term memory. So he had all of his long-term memories all the way up until like the car crash. That was the last thing he could solidly remember, and then he could only form short-term memories. It was really interesting because that one guy has taught the scientific community so much about how we store memories and shit. But it's such a sad case. You can find video footage of the guy, and he's like, because he can only store short-term memories. It was him who proved to us that short-term memories do in fact only last for the exact amount of time that short-term memory lasts for. It's a really great one. It just goes to show you how specific psychology is as a science. It's between 30 minutes and 3 days. Very specific, I know. And it was because the guy was convinced it was still like 2003, right? But he would talk to the interviewer, and he would remember the interview. He would remember questions that were asked to him a second ago, and then he would go into another room, come back, and he would say, "Oh, hello, welcome. Are we here to do something?" And it acted a lot like dementia, but it didn't have the the far awayness of dementia, you know? Like he was still very much like there and with it, because he was a fully functional, like he doesn't have dementia. But he's incapable of storing long-term memories. It was absolutely fascinating, and I always think about how that relates to I'm relating it back to this identity, because you were saying that you're afraid of like forgetting things, forgetting who you are, losing your identity and things, right? And I always wonder. I always love thinking about the old nature versus nurture debate. You know, what's your opinion? The nature versus nurture debate is how much of us as people and who we are and what we do, what we look like, how we think, how much of that is dependent on our genetics, how much of it is, nature, and how much of it is dependent on how we are raised, who we grow up around, where we grow up, the things that happen to us as we grow up. Like, where's the line? Because, like, no one's going to say that everything about a person is, entirely nature, entirely nurture. No one's going to say that. But, like, where's the line? Because it's easy enough to say, I think most people our age, most, educated Zoomers such as ourselves would be like, yeah, exactly. The quickest, easiest answer is, oh, well, surely, it's mostly nurture. It's mostly like things we gain from the environments that we hang around in and stuff, right? But then you think about cases like with people with like genetic disorders, like Down syndrome or something like that. and you think, like, how would their experience of life be affected if they grew up in different parts of the world, and would that how different would their experience be if they had a less severe or no similar impairment? I love thinking about those kinds of things, because it's a very nihilistic way of thinking, and I'm not talking about actual nihilism like Friedrich Nietzsche, that kind of thing. I'm talking about the contemporary bastardization of nihilism, which is the nothing matters, everything in the universe is poopy, nothing is permanent, we're all dying. I'm talking about that. It's a very nihilistic. Yeah, I'm talking about Rick and Morty. But it leads to that, doesn't it? That sort of, because if you start thinking about, well, maybe it's all nature, maybe it's all nurture. Either way, it's like, what does it matter at the end of the day? Surely the outcome is all that we can quantify solidly. So that's what we should care about. I guess that is classic nihilism. What were you going to say, Kat? I think I interrupted you there. Well, in that case, I'm going to go grab myself some food. I feel like one definitely influences the other rather than there's a line. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's got to be like if it's like a balance of nature and nurture, it's got to be. I find it hard to picture in my head that it's like it's just both. Like it's got to be like a balancing act, surely. And where is that? Like, what is the majority, and for whomst is what the majority? How does it vary on individual bases? It's fascinating, and it's especially fascinating because how many people think about it nefariously. I'm not going to get into like a political thing here because I hate talking politics, but like think about how many far extreme political people use genetics as like what's the word? Like a talking point, like a weapon, It's interesting. It's interesting because of the conversations around it, not even necessarily because of the conversation itself. I'm going to be right back.
Wouldn't it be kind of scary if you had hallucinations, but then suddenly they turned real? That would be very scary.
That would be scary. Can I tell you something? Can I talk to you about something?
Yes.
Have you ever do you know anything about perceptual philosophy?
I've not heard much.
Now, I did a whole thing on this because I studied at A-level philosophy and psychology. So I was like, I can just write, if I do perceptual philosophy, I can just write my essays for both classes, because perceptual philosophy is about psychology, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So perceptual philosophy basically pertains to not necessarily is anything real, but is our perception of the world reliable? Is the way that we perceive, like, I'm sure you've heard the old if I look at an apple and I say it's green, you may look at the apple and see something completely different but also call it green, right? My green's not necessarily the same green that you're seeing because the way the cones in our eyes work are different, right? Mm-hmm. That's like a really basic form of perceptual philosophy. Mm-hmm. And it's basically that idea that what's real can't be codified. It's do you know fucking yeah, I agree with that. Like, twins end up having completely different personalities with similar upbringings, so nature is a huge factor as well. Yeah. Twin studies are absolutely fascinating in philosophy, I think, because they can be really misused, but they can also be like really fascinating when the focus of the study is on the twins as opposed to like on the hypotheses. What was I saying a second ago? Oh yeah, perceptual philosophy. Fucking Schrodinger's cat. You know Schrodinger's cat?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Schrodinger's cat is that experiment where our old friend Schrodinger puts a cat in a box, yeah, and he puts it in a box, and there is poison in the box, and if the box is opened, then the poison will be activated and the cat will instantly die. But as long as the box is not opened, then the cat is alive, right?
No, I remember this. Yeah.
I'll be right back. I need to put this over here. Just what's the back?
On the
So the point of this experiment is twofold. He wanted to talk a lot about. He wanted to talk about how sentience pertains to perception. It's a very like old-timey way of thinking about things because, you know, at the time it was like, oh well, humans are the only things that are truly sentient, but now that's, you know, very much up in the air. But it was mostly about how his conclusion was the cat in the box is, in that moment of the box being closed, both alive and dead at the same time. Do you understand why?
Because we can't see it.
But yeah, because we can't see it, but also because the cat is trapped in that box, unable to do anything, yet if you open the box, it will die, meaning that the cat is, you know, doomed to die. So it is alive, but dead because it's not dead in that moment. And obviously that's not pertaining, that version of it's not pertaining to perceptual philosophy. The perceptual philosophy part is because we're not seeing it, it could be alive and it could be dead because of the poison. It could be both alive and it could be dead. But because we can't see it, there's no way to know. Our perception of it deems in our minds its validity. So I could look at the box and say, well, the cat is still alive. What's my proof? I saw the cat alive in the, you know, going into the box. Sure, the box had poison in it that the cat's almost definitely going to have, you know, ingested. But the cat is still alive because I have not. This is a very old-timey thing. The thing I find with philosophy is that it's a lot of the old-timey philosophy is very silly by today's standards. Like, you look at Plato. Everyone loves Plato. Everyone fucking talks about Plato all the time. But at the end of the day, Plato was just echoing what his teacher Socrates told him, right? And Socrates fucking was a madman. And do you know what Plato's conclusion was for most of Socrates' shit? Socrates told Plato a story, and by most accounts, Plato was trying to tell him that he should break out of the political system of ancient Greece, right? So he told him the story of the cave, the story of a group of people who are chained up to these like shackles in a cave, and all they can see, they can't move, all they can see is the wall in front of them, and being cast on the wall are shadows. From the light from the cave entrance is casting shadows of things passing by the entrance to the cave. And because this is all these people have ever seen, this is all they know to be real, right? One day, one of the people in this cave, their shackles just fall off, and they get to go out of the cave, and they see the sun, and it burns their eyes for the first time, and they see grass, they see beautiful creatures and water and all sorts of things. So he runs back to the cave and he says, everyone, these fucking shadows we're seeing on the cave wall, it's bullshit. It's fake. These are just fucking shadows. They're not real. We gotta bust out of here and get to the real world. And everyone else in the cave busts out of their chains and kills the man. And then puts themselves back into their chains voluntarily. That's the story of the cave. Now, Socrates was probably, obviously I don't know, I wasn't there, Socrates was probably trying to get across that he considered himself to be the man who had broken out, and that he was big brain, smarter Rick and Morty fan than everyone else. Yeah. But Plato was like, oh my god, I know what you're trying to tell me. You're saying that there's another world outside of our perception where things are better. So he came up with this idea of the world of the forms. The world of the forms is a world in which there is only one version of everything, right? It is a metaphysical world, not a real physical place. It is a metaphysical world, but in the world of the forms there is one of everything, and it is perfect. There is a perfect fork. Here we go, my fork. There's a perfect knife, a perfect microphone, a perfect Jess. Actually, there's no perfect Jess. But there is a perfect human, there's a perfect dog, a perfect camel. And everything down here on our puny plane of existence is a mere imperfect shadow. You know? He cited...
You're reducing me down to a form, I'll have to use its pronouns.
Oh,
And obviously this is fucking stupid. There's no world of the forms. What does that even mean, Plato?
Oh, he's so fucking dumb. I love it.
But people took it seriously. People still talk about the world of the forms, even now.
You talk.
I do. I think it's hilarious.
Oh yeah. Necessary.
I love that Plato heard the story of the cave and was like, I know what you're trying to tell me. You're trying to tell me that there's a world of the forms. And then Socrates, like, keels over dead or something. I've been rambling.
You have a little bit. I wasn't gonna say anything, but you have a little bit.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I tend to ramble when I get off on, go off
It's
on.
alright. When Plato comes into your mind, you're like, fuck yeah. You could talk for hours about Plato. I'm Socrates.
I really could. Yeah. But what do we start this off with? Greatest fears.
Yes.
What do you think is the most universal fear?
Probably the dark.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Been scared of the dark at some point in their life, I reckon.
That's true.
I think the biggest fear that
What's the
anyone has.
DSMR eating? I'm hungry. I just got Chinese food. I am eating.
We're a mukbang channel.
We are a mukbang channel.
You gotta play that
dying, the
TikTok
toilet being
girl.
flushed.
There we go, Caitlin. Little question, super easy to answer. What's your deepest, darkest fear?
Really easy question.
Easy, not putting you on the spot at all.
No. You actually asked me that when we first met, Josh.
It's a nice question. It's a good question.
When I said the void. because
Judging?
I like the idea of like emptiness. Yeah, well exactly. Because if you get judged, you get bullied. I think that's one of the most universal ones.
That is a very universal one. Right.
Well, I was in the bathroom and I forgot that I was on my phone for a long time, and I was scared to go into class again because I was in there for too long, and I was scared of being judged. So I just skipped class.
I feel like anything pertaining to judgment as well is a very universal fear. Like fear of rejection is like I think very related to a fear of judgment. I think Caitlin was saying that they're judging us, judging me for my ASMR mukbang stream. Losing the ones I love is what Caitlin said.
Oh.
I think that I would like to think that's a very universal fear, but I don't. I think it's less of a universal fear than it should be.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many people out there who don't care enough about the people they love, as has been shown by the COVID pandemic, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many people have just not bothered to take safety precautions because it inconveniences
Naming
them?
no names. Naming no names.
No
at
names.
all.
No one here, don't worry, everyone.
Someone close to me.
You could say that.
Like, I don't have any grandparents left.
No, I have grandmothers left. Jess, you finished with the barbecue sauce?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I hear people talk, oh, my grandma just gave me a lot of money, and then I'm like, oh, I wish mine was alive.
Yeah. I get the same. Like, I was talking to Caitlin a while back actually about like just like this idea of the happy family, or the grandma bakes you milk and cookies, or grandma gives you money and all this shit. Like, my grandma ripped me out of her fucking will. You know, it makes me really sad. Like, obviously, I'm fucking happy for these people. I'm happy that they get to have that in their lives, but it's so not the norm, and it feels like such a kick in the teeth when people are like, I don't know.
Yeah, definitely not in this day and age is it the norm. I think a while ago, back in the day, people were almost forced to be in quote-unquote happy families because it's just a societal expectation. Caitlin says it's losing the ones I love is less of a fear because it's something almost everyone has to go through unless they die first. That's a good point. I get sad around Father's Day because it's a constant reminder that he's gone. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I think that's another thing that's really interesting. I think the sort of like positive reinforcement of like how do I word it? Cultural expectations of what should be in like a family or in your life. Like there's still very much that expectation of, oh, by age like 30 you should be settled down with a wife, wife and kids. But that's just not the norm anymore. But it's still very much the expectation. It's still very much the assumption even. And obviously more related to this, the expectation of the nuclear family from like the industrial era. I think that probably comes from when we moved from like farmland polycules where there were like multiple families living on every farm to the nuclear family living just inside the factory walls and shit. Ooh, but I save money. That's always good. Hoping I can save money this Christmas by just giving my parents the gift of having me as a son. Don't you know who I am? Twitch.tv/Grith.
I mean, we don't exactly have money to spend.
We don't. We literally don't.
We got this takeaway because I was offered a very, very nice opportunity.
Yeah, we're splashing out because Jess is going to have a little splash more money.
It's a commission thing. It's not like a big job or anything. It's only for a week, but yeah. I don't know if I can talk about it. To be honest, I don't know how much I can talk about it. Like, I've not signed anything, but I want to err on the side of caution. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's cool. Nice. It's nothing like huge, but it's a help.
I'm buying from charity shops this year for Crimbo. Not a bad
I think
move.
that's a plan. That's a good plan.
That's still amazing, Jess. Yeah, I'm very proud of Jess.
Yeah, thank you. I had my first meeting about it today. Like my first proper meeting with the person who's commissioning. And it was just really cool. It's a really cool product. Again, I don't know if I can go into it properly, and I feel I'm signed an NDA or anything. But yeah, it's very interesting, and I think it's hopefully going to be a lot of help.
Very cool.
Proud of you, Frog.
Frog.
That's what Caitlin
Thanks,
says.
Caitlin. Froggy Frogerson, your wife over here.
Froggy Frogerson Saves the Day, my new book.
On that note, I don't know if I've actually talked about it in Discord, but I've talked about it to Josh. I was thinking of changing my name to Forest, and the only issue with that is one, it sounds like a fucking fairy tale name, and two, it sounds like Forrest Gump, and I don't know if I'd be able to get rid of that association. But Jess is weirdly feminine. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Wrong, Forest.
I will catch. I will run across my.
So do you want to just like call you Forest from now on?
I don't know. Don't do anything yet. I'm not sure about it. I've been having a thing for a while, but I don't know.
So it's a big thonk.
It is a big song because there's not many gender neutral names out there. So people end up calling themselves weird shit. Like Froggy Frogerson.
Froggy Frogerson is a great name.
Should be called. Food good?
Caitlin says, I thought you said Boris.
Boris? Yeah, I'm being called Boris now. That's a pretty gender neutral name. I can't think of any public figure who could be called Boris.
Caitlin says maybe something like Alex. Yeah, that's a gender neutral name.
Then I'm just gonna associate you with Half-Life Alex.
That's true.
But that is pretty cool.
That is the cool thing to be associated with. I'm gonna call myself G-Man. Oh dear.
I'd love to be G-Man.
What's GG, man?
GG man. A gamer.
G-Man. It's
Pretty
gamer
GG.
man.
Gamer man. I wish I was gamer man.
G-Man stands for gamer man.
It's true.
How long was I ranting for when I was talking about Plato?
Like 10 to 20 minutes.
I just looked and it's like the stream's been going for like an hour,
Yeah.
but it feels like it's been like 20 minutes. So I must have been going on for like at least 15 minutes.
You were. You do like talking about Plato. It's valid. He's a weird man.
It's okay, I'll start talking about Jean-Paul Sartre.
Cool.
Okay. Who was the guy that rolled the rock up the cliff every day? What's his name?
Oh no, you told me about this one for hours and on as well.
Oh, there's that guy in Hades.
Is there?
Oh
Yeah.
really?
You meet him and he's like, yeah, I'm just rocking up the boulders here.
Just vibing.
Just
rolling
vibing.
rock.
Very nice man.
Yeah.
Although 3 devil sisters keep bothering him.
Yeah,
Classic.
those bloody devil sisters. Can't live with them, can't live without them.
It's true, you can't live without him.
Is my ASMR crunching annoying anyone?
I can't hear you crunching.
Oh, okay.
I can hear the crunch.
You ready for this one?
That is a nice crunch.
Crunch.
Big crunch moments on the Griff channel.
Oh yeah.
Crunch.
Wouldn't have it any other way. This is now the Crunch channel.
Crunch show.
Yeah, we'll call it the Crunch Show Live.
Hell yeah. Oh, destroy the weapons cache. Sorry.
What's another topic we can talk about?
We talk about the future. That's something scary, but also unrelated.
Yeah, I don't think it's realistic to talk about the future right now.
Oh yeah, Jess? What's our future? Go on.
You know, we could be homeless during a pandemic with no work. That would be
The
fun.
fact that 2020 divided by 5 equals to 404.
Uh-oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
This whole year is just an error.
Mm-hmm.
Socrates spelt wrong, I know. Is that the one, the rock thing? No, Socrates was a ancient Greek philosopher. I'm thinking of... I can't remember his fucking name. Anyway, So it was like an ancient Greek proverb. Or whatever. But anyway, Jean-Paul Sartre like rewrote it basically and recontextualized it. Because the original story was about a man who was... Like half of Greek mythology was just people who like did some minor thing to the gods, and then the gods fucked them over for all of eternity.
Yeah, it was pretty shitty in like ancient Greece. They
Yeah.
were just like going ham on people.
And our boy Rockroller, he did some minor thing, and then the gods were like, okay, well, you're cursed now to roll a boulder up this hill every single day, and you're going to spend all day rolling it up, and you'll never get to the top. And at the end of the day, the boulder will roll back down and crush you, and you're going to have to walk all the way back down and do it again the next day.
And that man was Bennett Foddy's great-great-grandpa.
But Sartre recontextualized it, because that's the whole story in ancient Greek, right? In ancient Greece. He's cursed. Like, it's fucking Prometheus. It's the same story, right? It's just don't incur the wrath of the gods, basically. I'm sorry, I brought mythology back up, G-Man. That's what Caitlin says.
That's alright, K-Dog. Wait, that's what Caden doesn't like to be called.
Yeah.
It's alright, I'll call Caitlin K-Dog instead.
Ah, perfect. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Sartre recontextualized it and added a bit onto the end. A post-credit scene. He said, he rolls the boulder up the hill every day, but you know what? He doesn't find himself hopeless and forlorn. He does it first. He goes through all of those stages of grief for his life. But then eventually, he starts enjoying it. And even to this day, he enjoys it. He starts enjoying the feeling of accomplishment from getting the boulder all higher and higher every single day.
Yeah.
He starts enjoying. And I like this one twofold. Because I think that the way Sartre adds onto it is both good and bad. It's good because the idea of it's a very classically nihilist thing of everything is pointless. Like modern nihilism is just classical nihilism but misses the second half. Modern nihilism is nothing matters, we're all going to die anyway, so what's the point? Classical nihilism is nothing matters, we're all going to die anyway. But in spite of that, we are going to enjoy it because this is the only life we have, right?
Yeah. I think that is the best one.
And
That is the best.
that could be how it's interpreted, but it could also be a very harmful addition to the story, because it could be it's a very it's the sort of thing you hear from like anti-union companies a lot, you know. Take pride in your work, you know. You know, you may be a fucking toilet scrubber, but it's okay. Because you're still an important part of the machine. You're just a cog in the machine. And that's okay. So it's,
Just
you know.
water in the toilet.
Yeah, exactly. So it's got its goods and its bads.
But then you could argue as well, like, if you're meant to be enjoying your life, surely you'd quit that job and try and find another one where you're not a toilet scrubber as soon as possible.
Yeah. But I mean, then we'd have to talk about like economics at the end of the day, because that's what it boils down to. Because it's not that easy, is it? Like, if you've been a toilet scrubber your whole life, how are you going to get a job above that? Low tier jobs like that, like waste management, tend to be pigeonholy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if you've been in waste management your whole life, you'll only be able to get jobs in waste management, or like construction's very similar, you know?
It's a good thing I'm learning like electricity and shit, because that's like a specialist job.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's gonna be super useful. I think you're gonna get a lot of stuff out of that because, like, it's more important than ever that we have functioning electric.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's also like you know how factories are getting
automated, yeah.
automated, yeah.
They'll always
and,
need
like,
someone to fix the robots.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be the guy that fixes the wiring of the robots and shit. So I'll always have a job to do
Hell yeah.
until like I don't fucking know robots building robots,
Yeah.
which they already do. So
You guys ever been to a car factory?
no,
No? How have you ended up at a car factory, Josh?
I don't remember. School trip or something. I don't know.
shit.
Point is, they're fucking terrifying.
I'd expect so.
Yeah, because they're just, it's these huge machines making cars. Like, imagine a machine that can fit all of the pieces of a car inside it, building a car. It's like watching a transformer. It's fucking terrifying.
Assemble.
Yeah. Oh, man. I am enjoying this food. I might end the stream at the stream at 30:30, just because I only actually need to get an hour and a half of stream time in before I've hit my goal for this month.
Oh, is that the only reason you're doing the stream today?
No? Yes.
I'm enjoying this stream. I want to keep it going, to be honest. If you were happy to, unless you were going to play Watch Dogs and more.
Well, in that case, Jess,
Yeah.
give me a topic. What's our next topic of discussion? That's an epic
I
one.
don't know.
Think of it.
The topics on my brain are basically exclusive to me right now.
Okay. Well, think of a big general question like, what's your greatest fear? You know?
Yeah.
What's the best way to enjoy life?
Ooh. I like that question, but I'm gonna need you to give me more detail. What do you mean?
That's for you to decide.
Oh, fancy. Let me think. What is the? Did you say what's the best way to enjoy life?
Yeah.
I think for me it's just doing the thing that interests you the most, like learning all you can possibly learn.
I think that's what it
reading
is.
the secrets of the universe.
But at some point, like, it might get boring, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Switch over to something else.
I think it's I think variety is the spice of life.
Yes.
I think the best way to enjoy life in an ideal world would be to be like once a year switching between different things that you absolutely love, you know?
But then, like, you see these people who are stuck with one job and they can't get out of it. Like, that's kind of like one way to be miserable, I guess.
Yeah, it's true, but then a lot of people
Have
have a lot of people have hobbies that make up for it, and a lot of people very much enjoy their lives, or do they just enjoy their lives enough, you know, enough within the system that they live in, you know? That's the best way to enjoy life. I think it is. I think the best way to enjoy life, the obvious answer is not having to worry about money.
It's true.
Chris a communist.
I mean, right now it's hard not to be with the fucking situation we've ended up
It
in.
makes sense.
Like cutting the money for the poor, like constantly, like so.
Yeah, we'll see how extremism comes and ends up being happening.
Yeah, I mean, it is true that people, the lower and higher economic class you are, the more extreme you're likely to be.
Yeah.
So either you end up being conservative and rich, or poor and communist.
Well, or you're poor and
conservative.
conservative, and
You're not educated.
because you're not educated and blinded by propaganda.
Yes.
Well, because they provide you your job, I guess.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the boss, he pulled himself up by his bootstraps and a small loan of $1 million. And, you know, maybe I can pull myself up by my bootstraps one of these days.
I think the best way to enjoy life is, yeah, what I said, learn all the bloody secrets of the universe, learn everything you possibly can, and anything you're possibly interested in. And variety. So, like, you don't want to pigeonhole yourself into a career, and if you do, you want to pigeonhole yourself into a career that has a lot of variety in it. So, the good thing about, like, a creative or a science career, or, you know, something like that, as opposed to, like, you know, accounting, that's the most mundane thing I can think of, where you're just literally working out numbers every day. Is you've got new problems to solve coming up constantly. You've got new things, you've got new technology, you've got new topics, you've got new anything. You know, you found your interest, you found what excites you, and you can keep on building on that and constantly developing it, because there's just infinite avenues to go down.
Caitlin raises a good point. What's the best way to live? Don't have depression.
It's true.
Just try not having depression in the year of our Lord 2020.
Stop.
Yeah, just like stop
Haha.
being sad. Like,
You're too sexy. Don't be depressed, you're so sexy. Haha. I've switched games again in case anyone is confused.
what you playing?
Who's to say?
It's valid to play Fortnite. I prefer you played Genshin though.
Jess, I have nothing left to do in Genshin except grind.
It's fine.
But it bores me having to grind. I just want to get it done in like a morning. You know, when it's like early enough that you're not quite forming memories of the day yet, you know?
Yeah,
When you're in like that fugue state in the morning.
Please tell me I have the game downloaded.
Oh, you're gonna play Fortnite with Josh?
No, there's a different game. I'm just wondering if it's downloaded, because if it is, we should play it.
Kat, did you hear about Rainbow Six Quarantine?
Rainbow Six Quarantine? What?
Yeah, the DLC for Rainbow Six.
No, I'm not.
Oh well, it just got delayed until 2021, 2022.
Oh, cool.
DLC for Six Siege, okay.
Yeah, they announced it like a couple years ago. Fuck me, fucking Iron Man prick.
It probably predicted the corona.
I mean, there's probably a reason they delayed it, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna release a game called Quarantine.
Kind of controversial right now.
They also delayed Far Cry 6, but yeah.
Oy, oy, oy. Oh, it's not downloaded. I was looking forward to maybe playing some Apex Legends.
Yeah, good
That-
shout.
That's been a long time.
I haven't played Apex in months.
Played Apex in probably like... Wait, no, in months. Last time I played... March.
That was months ago. I'm really sorry to tell you this, but it's like almost the end of the year now.
I know.
I've got another question. What's the best job? Not for you, just like for anyone. What is objectively the best job a human person can have?
Being like the boss, like the really high up boss of some company, where you're so
Just
high
as
up.
people... Oh, no.
No, you're so high up that you can retire, have someone take your role, and then just live off of royalties because you technically own all of the company still.
But
Yes.
that's still a job.
Well, no, what I was gonna say, yeah, that I'd count that as a job. But what I'd say is, would that be fulfilling?
Well, no, but then you do all your hobbies, but you've got infinite stacks then.
What would you do as a hobby?
I don't know, golf like all the old people.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, the conversation didn't last as long as I thought. I think we've reached a conclusion already. Just be rich. That's the best job.
Yeah, just like have enough money to live, and then you can find
Batman.
what you want to.
Can't wait for Elon Musk to retire next year.
Oh, what is he?
No, but he will.
Are you? Oh, okay.
Neuralink's a scam.
Yes, of course it is. It's borderline money laundering.
I think it's hilarious.
I don't want to see pictures in my head.
No, but the thing is,
Now, there are any
have you
pictures
seen
in
any
my
of his
head.
demonstration yet?
No.
Okay, so the technology they've got is the exact same technology as the Star Wars Force Band. It just reads like some real basic information about the electrons in your brain
Kaden says,
and converts that into like math.
I'm going to get back to Neuralink in a second because I have a conversation I want to get into about that. But Caitlin says the best job to have is cocktail taste tester. And I can't disagree. I can't disagree.
Nah, chocolate.
Yeah, but what if there's bad
no.
chocolate?
Exactly.
True.
That would also make me sick real fast.
Guys, speaking of Neuralink, what's your guys' opinion on what a lot of people assume is going to be the impending cyberpunk future that we're hurtling towards with things like Neuralink?
Wait, what was the question?
What do you think about it? What are your thoughts on it?
Upon the future.
Like things like Neuralink. What is your initial thought?
Cybernetics in general.
Yeah.
I would love that. I would like that. That sounds cool.
I think as long as like I can understand the convenience of just having it in your head, you don't have to worry about it, right? But no matter what it is, they have to have it easy to turn off. They have to
How do you
have
turn
it
off something that's in your head?
Wi-Fi.
Or you like blink one of your eyes.
Close your eyes. They can't record what you're seeing if your eyes are closed.
Yeah.
They need it to not have any dependencies. So if some other company or some other bit of software stops working, like if Bluetooth goes down, if Wi-Fi goes down, it's completely broken. it needs to be able to function completely individually, and it needs to be easy to turn off, and it needs to have rules and regulations about what can be shown.
Mm-hmm.
Would you trust Facebook making something like that?
I would, because there is one reason I trust them to, because right now, they are not experimenting with any brain stuff. They're experimenting with completely physical technology that is all about accessibility right now, and I think that is the way to go with it. If cybernetics is even to become a thing, is just to help people, blind people be able to see, like people with lost, pardon me, limbs be able to walk and things like that. Like, I think if you go that route first, the consumer stuff comes later, you know?
Yeah.
No.
Personally, I think that I don't even think that sort of future is even going to happen. I don't think that as a society in which we live, I don't think people will go for it. I think uninvasive, like augmented reality stuff, like glasses or something, like a pair of glasses you can put on. I think people will go for that. But I think if you need surgery to have something put in,
I want to
do it. I think some people will, but I think the majority of people won't go for it. Be it.
Well, it would be cheaper to not have surgery and stuff as well.
Well, I mean, in America, people wouldn't go for it because you have to pay out the ass for it. But I think in here,
Cosmetic, right? Because it's not a
yeah,
accessibility need.
I think here it just wouldn't fly because people don't want that. Like, think about how many people in this country
Are burning down 5G towers?
are burning down 5G towers. Think about how many people would be like, do I want... Yeah, just think about your and my parents. Do you think they'd go for having a thing implanted in their head? Full stop. My parents wouldn't because they're paranoid about safety or like privacy. Your parents wouldn't because they're afraid of change. And I think that's a good cross section of the country, if I'm honest. If there's anything Brits hate, it's change. Just ask the shocking amount of people who voted for UKIP before that party fucking became a even more of a joke than it was originally.
Ay. Sorry, I'm playing game.
That's fine.
No, but that
Is
makes
there
sense.
more I should have said?
How's the new PlayStation though?
The PlayStation 5.
Like, what's new about it?
Improved graphic.
Of course.
Improved loading speeds and loading times.
Yes.
What else? Oh, who's this? Hey, Caden.
Medusa these nuts.
What's poppin', gamer? We're spitting shit all over the place.
Oh,
We're spewing shit out of our mouth holes.
That's unsanitary. Definitely in a pandemic. Come on, man.
Look. If we're all gonna die of fucking COVID anyway,
That's true. Bars.
it is my constitutional right to shit on the floor.
But Devil Time would be very different if that was the case.
I should be allowed to shit on the floor as much as I fucking want.
When the good Lord says,
In the Bible, Jesus Christ, maybe you heard of him, he said, I'm gonna fucking shit. And he did. By God, he did. Praise Jesus, y'all. Praise Jesus.
I don't know, for some reason that film really stuck with me. I don't know why. Because it's not great. I don't know. It's really, yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I feel about it. It's like, I had a good time watching it. Was it a good film? I said, yes. It was if I think about it, I'd probably say it's underwhelming, but it's still a good film.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry, I've completely blanked out. Which film are we talking about?
Never all the time.
I don't know that.
Jess, we didn't watch it, but I watched like an advert for it, and I was like, "Wow, I'm really excited about it." And then we never watched it.
Oh right, okay.
But I'm not planning on watching it either. So,
Oh, all right. Well,
What's up? Fuck him then.
what were we just talking about? I can drag Caden in. To our conversation.
Like cybernetics?
Oh yeah, what's your opinion on like the impending cyberpunk future a lot of people think we're hurtling towards?
I don't think we're hurtling towards that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like I think people have been saying we're hurtling towards it for the past like 10, 15 years.
Yeah, I agree.
And we still haven't got self-driving cars figured out. So
Yeah, it's true.
I think we're a few decades off if we're not dead by then.
Yeah, I think
For other reasons.
my stance on it is I legitimately don't think people would go for like invasive technology at all.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
most
Like,
Josh, have you seen the thumbnail that got chosen for your story?
No, what is it? Is it me eating? It's accurate. Mukbang. Come on.
And the one bit of chat that shows is I just joined what's in the ASMR eating, bro. and it's
Hell
like-
yeah.
Perfect.
epic stream.
It is. It is an epic stream.
Well, what was I saying? Oh yeah, because like a lot of like, there is a cross section of the population who would go for it. Kat, I think you said you'd go for like implants or whatever, like fucking Neuralink
Yeah,
or something,
I wanna
right?
go full cyberpunk.
But I think at least like the population as it is now, most people would not go for it.
No, I don't think I'd go for it. As in, I'm not the most like tinfoil hat in the world.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care that Google knows what blood type I am or whatever.
Yeah.
But as in, there's a certain line of actually having implants in my body.
Yeah,
That's a
something that you
trademark and a logo
physically
on it.
can't get rid of.
Yeah.
As cool as it would be to have a robot arm, I wouldn't go for it. I think the ones that worry me most are like brain implants, you know?
Yeah.
And it's especially worrying because those are the ones that seem to be progressing fastest.
Yeah. Even though we know the least amount about the brain.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of crazy. When you think of it like that.
Yeah. What were you gonna say before I?
And then we're just gonna fuck it up even more.
Yeah.
Sure, for sure. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if in any way I could figure out how to do it myself, though, like, if it's like, oh, this is how you do it, then I'll be on board, because then I know what I'm doing, I know what's going in there.
Yeah.
Why brain implants?
It would be a whole new conversation.
Yeah. Sure.
What if it was like
I feel that.
something like from Black Mirror, just like fucking injected like through your brain, some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I trust a company to like be able to see through my eyes and shit. Like that episode of Black Mirror where they can look back on their memories on like TV and shit.
No, I just mean like
hate that.
just generally if you want like some sort of brain implant,
Right.
just in general, like just inject it in, I don't know, somewhere on your head and you got it.
But I don't know. Like I don't like the idea of like something being in control of my thoughts that I'm not in control of. Like if you look like
Oh,
how
shit,
long would
wait,
it?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
Yes.
like how long would it be until you know, fucking Elon Musk and Neuralink start doing in brain ads, you know?
Oh, yeah,
Exactly.
because I'm pretty sure that was a Futurama episode.
I think it was, yeah. It was also like the best joke in Ready Player One.
Ready Player One. Definitely a film.
Oh, it was a film. It existed. It happened.
Yeah, it had a running time that was film-like.
It was Ready Player One was film-esque, I'd say.
That film is such a guilty pleasure for me, and I don't think
Same.
I'll be able to explain it.
If I could have a cut, if I could have an official cut of that film where it's just all of the stuff that takes place in the Oasis and none of the real world stuff happens, I'd be happy. Like I wouldn't be happy with the story.
It's a fun family watch.
Yeah.
As in, I'm the youngest of my family and I'm 21, so I don't know if that's ever gonna.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a fun family movie, even though all of the nostalgia bait.
Even thinking about it makes you ill.
Oh my god.
Are you okay?
You're right.
Are you gonna be sick?
No, I just got really bad heartburn. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no, you can watch me die live on stream. Oh, and I'm playing
Yay!
Fortnite. How embarrassing. Jess, please switch my computer off of Fortnite before the ambulance arrives, please.
Okay. Oh, it won't let him see you.
My shame.
Alright, you've recovered from Fortnite?
I've recovered from Fortnite disease, I believe.
Good.
My body's rejecting the game.
I thought rejecting Ready Player One.
I mean, it probably a mix of the two. I think my body was struggling playing Fortnite, and then we started talking about Ready Player One.
Pop culture.
Yeah.
Dear.
It is
What
too
you
much
said when you're
problem.
rudely interrupted by disease or whatever.
I've fucking forgotten.
Wow. That was aggressive. Okay, I'm sorry.
Uh,
Oh, brain implant, Ready Player One.
yeah. Oh, was I talking about how like the demographics of the country today wouldn't go for it? I think
Yeah.
like skip ahead like 50 years when Zoomers are the equivalent of like Boomers now. Maybe we'd have a populace that's up for like invasive technology.
I remember that.
Yeah. But I think now, where we are, I think most of the population would go for it. I wouldn't go for it. I wouldn't allow fucking anything inside my body. It helps that I'm ungodly levels of squeamish. But,
No, I just nah. Not for me. Not for me. I don't have the best sense of balance, but you know what? I'm having a balance patch notes in my head.
you got like a little spirit level in your
exactly.
wrist.
Yeah.
Whenever you close your eyes, you can see it. A little spirit level.
Oh, jeez. So yes, that's my stance on cybernetics and the cyberpunk future that we'll probably eventually get to.
I think eventually, if you skip to like what year's Cyberpunk based in 2077, maybe. But I think as it stands now, I don't think the world is ready, and I don't think the world should be ready. I don't think we should trust corporations. I don't know.
Yeah,
and you know,
it's Cyberpunk 2077.
yeah, it's true.
It's also the release date for the game.
Yeah, it's true. That's an interesting point, actually. Do you think we'll ever get to a point where no, well, obviously not. That's just silly. Do you think we'll ever get to a point where corporations would be trustworthy enough to trust them to put shit in our bodies? Because I don't know about that.
As in, probably not. No. As in, I'm still a bit skeptical about the self-driving cars. I said before. I'm just like, how does it know?
Yeah.
Tracking, where's the legality? Like, if it crashes,
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
is it the company? Is it the car itself? You can't arrest the car. You wouldn't arrest a car.
I think what they normally do. I know Tesla has a thing where like when you set up the auto driving thing, it gives you this whole thing you have to agree to that basically says like, oh, if you get into an accident whilst using this, not only is it not the company's fault, but you actually owe us money.
You crashed our car.
You crashed our car, you fucks. Elon Musk is crying in the corner right now.
Go on, give him a hug.
Say you're sorry.
That wasn't a real apology.
Yeah. Why are you sorry? Go on. But
Fuck's
yeah,
sake.
yeah, that's the whole thing. But then they go big faceless corporation bad. I feel like that's just in human nature, in like popular culture. It's like, oh, there's a big corporation that makes some money. They must be evil.
Yeah, I think
And
it's just
most of the
a.
time they are.
I think it. Yeah, I think it's a. I think yeah, I think it's a popular thing in pop culture because it's true.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't want to. God, what direction to take this? Because there's the direction of, well, what's the cause of this issue, and the cause could be like greedy people. It could be the capitalist structure, and then we'd have to talk about capitalism. And do we want to do that?
No.
No, that would be too much. I just want to play some. I just want a game, you know.
Just play Fortnite.
Just epic.
By Epic Games, team.
I'm really glad no one saw what just happened to me in the game. That was really embarrassing.
Oh dear. That's alright. Sometimes you just Fortnite, you know.
Yeah, I am playing Fortnite, so it's already embarrassing. It can't be double embarrassing. Oh.
Oh.
I got a little Groot emote.
Yay! I am Groot.
I am.
I am.
I am Fortnite.
I am Epic Games.
Apparently they're adding squeaky noises to Discord.
I don't want to be scared. You join a voice chat and it screams at the top of its lungs. You join a voice chat and an overlay comes over the whole Discord window of like scary maze game jump scare.
That'd be good. That's a good patch note right there.
I'd love that. I'd have a giggle.
Yeah. Except when it happens every single time for every person in the server.
I'll just have to vent a little bit because I'm a little bit mad over my sister stealing my fucking dip, bro. Ugh.
Stealing your what?
What?
Dip, snuff, snooze, nicotine.
Oh, I thought you said dick.
God damn it, my little sister.
Oh, I'm sick. I'm so mad at my sister stealing my dick. I wanted to use that.
No, I said dip.
Dip. Okay.
No,
that makes more sense.
it's fucking annoying.
Wait, how old's your sister?
She's 15.
Okay.
She started like using nicotine when she was what, 13?
Oh, epic.
Lost her virginity at 14.
Oh,
Epic.
Jesus.
She sounds cool, to be fair.
Started drinking.
Does sound
at
like a cool
13.
kid. Cool Kids Club.
We endorse, being a cool kid on my birthday.
Oh yeah, I know.
We're gamers, okay? If there's anything we're not, it's cool kids.
I have basically like not done shit yet. No, but it's fucking annoying, and I just had to say it.
Alright, we've all been there. We've all had sisters and or other siblings just like, wait, just fucking shut up.
It is a
Just
classic
shit.
sibling moment.
Yeah. We've all done it. Yeah, it's your only child, doesn't count.
Haha, only children, am I right?
So imagine being a
Can't relate.
Imagine being a child. I would basically scream if I were a child.
I'm basically still a child.
Oh.
Pretty cringe. You should probably stop being a child.
I'm transitioning from a child to an adult.
Yeah, I'm trans.
I'm trans.
My pronouns are big and man.
Yeah, yo, call me big. I'm big man.
Speaking of, the only, like, whenever you ask for a big issue, Josh, that is the only thing that suddenly comes to mind is gender identity, because that is the biggest issue in my mind right now.
Go on, talk
and
about it
I
then.
don't know if anyone even has any, well, no, because it's just gonna be me talking. Like, because I don't know if that's even anything anyone else has even explored.
Well, that could be part of the conversation, you know.
I don't know. I've never really like thought about it honestly. Like, I think I'm pretty privileged in that respect. As like, oh, and people call me him, he, and that's like, yeah.
I just feel like if I was born as a female, I'd just have a lot of fun teasing guys. Not gonna lie.
Jesus Christ.
It's one way to look at it.
You know,
Biggest
that's what being a like a
dick.
like a fan.
Ah.
I
Am I?
I don't know.
I've
I'm
known,
not like guys online that like they are not even the shred of trans. They don't change like anything. They don't want to transition. They just like to dress up as women and then will like bait men.
Well, I
Well-
wouldn't do that.
Does it count? Does talking about gender count as political? Because I might be about to state an opinion right now.
State an opinion. Go for it. No
Um,
one's watching. So.
Gender abolitionism, 100%. Right? And who's with me? Gender abolitionism. It means what I mean when I say gender abolition is abolish the things we pointlessly tie to gender, like
Oh, 100.
who can
Oh,
wear
yeah,
what
yeah.
clothes, who can like, and this ties to like
yeah.
sexuality as well, like man go with woman. Like
Oh, yeah,
these
sure.
things are point like who can stereotypically have what jobs. Obviously, this is like basic, feminist shit, but like under the wider gender abolitionist stuff, I think an important step that for some reason we as a society are just refusing to take is why the fuck can't anyone just wear whatever clothes they want?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, no.
Do what the fuck you want.
I agree.
I think it's ridiculous that that's even a point of contention at this point, because it's just like, why are people so against it? It's a fucking piece of fabric that you put on your
Yeah.
body. It doesn't mean anything. Like, I don't know.
It just keeps you warm.
Yeah.
It's true.
Not the logo on it.
Yeah. I just,
100%. Like, I'll never forget the time I was looking for like what's it like, corduroy dungarees,
Mm.
and I don't know what shop I went to, but like, I was like, hey, do you have any like corduroy? He's like, yeah, over here. And they sent me over to the women's section, and I was like, because like, right, if I get women's dungarees, but obviously it's not gonna fit me. I'm 6'2". I'm 6'2" lean man.
Yeah.
Ha!
So-
I'm
so,
5'4". Hey,
It's alright. I'm still a child. You're growing. Don't worry about it.
I'm 17.
Oh, okay, maybe we're not growing much anymore.
You might have a late growth spurt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe.
but yeah, so it's like that's not gonna fit me. I was like, yeah, I'm looking for them for myself, because I was with my group of friends. I was like, I'm looking for it for myself. But like, oh, we don't have that. Like, okay.
Yeah. I Jess, I was talking to you about this like the other day, right? Like go into any clothes shop, go into the men's section, it'll be like one corner of the shop, it'll have like jeans, like khaki shorts, and t-shirts, and maybe some fancy clothes if you go to a more expensive shop. But that is it. That's all you'll get in the men's section. Go into the women's section, and there is like every fucking thing you can even possibly imagine and every variation of it. Women, or feminine presenting people get so much more choice. But what I'm saying is the means on which these things are tied to gender are completely arbitrary. There's no reason, obviously, like I know that everyone agrees with this. Everyone, I'm sure no one here would disagree with the idea of a man wearing a skirt or something, right? Like,
I want to like wear crop tops. That sounds nice.
yeah,
yeah, they look super cute.
They look cute.
exactly. This is what I'm saying. It's just, it's these pointless structures that don't really mean anything.
No, there is literally no reason for them to exist.
Yeah, and they change over time as well. Like
Mm.
pink was like a masculine color, like it showed off like royalty and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And now like, oh, you wear pink.
Well, my
That's true.
favorite color is pink.
Come on. Exactly. Like, yeah, I love pink. I want to get some pink Reeboks at some point.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Because I don't think I own a black pair of trainers simply because I think they look boring. I have yellow, white, red. I don't want to get a pink pair.
Hell yeah.
The only colorful thing that I have is like just this yellow T-shirt that I bought.
Yeah, no, to be honest, I'm the same because like the only things I have like in my wardrobe are like the most feminine you can imagine because like I I can only afford clothes when I go out shopping with my mum and she's like, oh no, you have to have like more dresses and like you know the most womanly things in the world. So the only colourful thing I have is a fucking Garfield hoodie and it's
Oh,
men's and it's really comfortable and I love it and like and that's like a whole nother issue with sizing from women and men's which is just an abomination but yeah.
okay. Just give me pastel colors.
Yeah,
Give me
right,
nice,
why are
nice,
pastel
yeah.
colours
I
so
don't
more
want black and
available?
white or like grey or whatever. Give
Yeah.
me pastel. Give me a pastel suit. Give me a pastel sparkly suit with pink shoes and dungarees. Maybe not
Yeah.
all at the same time. Not like, as in I'm not an animal, but you know, just give me choice. Like you see, like prom. Prom was a good example. Where it's just like all the girls are like, oh yeah, got nice like dresses, all like
Yeah.
different, like types, different colors, like cut differently, and every guy's just like, oh, I got a suit. And
Yeah, formal events are like the perfect example. It's like,
yeah.
you know, a big for female people, feminine presenting people. That's what I mean to say.
Female people.
Femoids. It's
Oh, okay.
it's you know, a big part of like prom is you know, what am I gonna you know, oh, what's my dress gonna look like? How am I gonna do it? And that puts a lot of pressure on women. I'm not saying that makes it easier for women. If anything, it makes it harder. But then on the flip side, for men, you know, masculine presenting people, there's no option at all. You get
It's
one
like,
thing.
what color do I want my suit?
Yeah. Well, wow. Maybe I'll wear a yellow tie. That'll really shake it up.
Maybe I wear a funny costume.
Yeah.
I want to be like a jester.
Yeah. Like, oh, I can't think of what did I wear to prom. I'm sure if I go on my Facebook, I'll find it. Again, I'm pretty sure the only thing color like a red waistcoat and maybe a red tie as well. Like it was a black suit.
I remember from prom, like, we, all of the femoids, I'm gonna be saying that now, like,
Alright, so that's what you've gone. That's the unit,
Yeah.
right?
but yeah, no, all the women in school, like, we had a group chat at that point, and it was just for prom dresses. Like no one even knew each other. It was just everyone in our entire year group. So we didn't wear the same prom dress. And like people would post pictures and like get like 10 million likes or whatever. Like it's like I don't understand. So much fun.
Well, that's a shit. I forgot my question was. Carry on.
No, I don't really have anything else to say. I just find it weird that there had to be a group chat in the first place.
Well, I feel like
Everyone wants that.
Jess, obviously you'd have more of a insight into this than I, but it always looked as an outsider very competitive.
Yeah, it
Right.
is. It is.
And
it absolutely is.
not
And it's
even-
like different shops and different like things people could afford. Like everyone's like, oh, I spent like not like 400, like £100 for a dress. That was amazing. It's like I don't know. People really brag about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and, it looked competitive, not even as like not even in prom, just like how your appearance fit into your social standing. And this is actually, thinking about it, this isn't even like a women only thing at this point. Like you look now, a lot of younger men are very obsessed with like clothing brands. And I remember a big thing in my school when I was a wee baby was shoes, like sports
Yeah.
shoes. I never fucking understood that though.
Pockets and stuff.
I never understood it.
No, it was never a thing in my like social circle. Like clothing wasn't really a big thing. Like, so like you're like, oh, what is that? Like as you do.
Yeah.
But it was definitely like, I don't know, definitely like big brands. No one really cared that much.
Mm.
But at the same time, I was personally really didn't care for what clothes they wore. Like, I was honest it fit, I would wear it, which I'm
Yeah.
glad I grew out of to a certain extent because it was pink and red and salmon all together. It wasn't pretty. As in, I'm not the best at color theory, but like now I know that what colors don't work.
Now you see the light.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's a whole thing, and I feel like this stuff is to bring it back. I feel like this stuff is inherently tied to like the expectations of what people are meant to do because of their bodies, and this is like not even to do with gender necessarily, but like weight, like your body. What's the your BMI index class is a huge thing as to how people see you socially, I feel.
Oh yeah, 100%. As in, life's easy if you're attractive. As in, I feel like
Yeah.
it's not a hot take.
Oh yeah.
No, it's true.
For being really unhealthy, I'm actually quite slim.
As in, yes.
Yeah, well, you're young enough to still have a good metabolism. I think is probably the
like,
Yeah.
I mean, I used to know people in school that would literally like eat an entire backpack's worth of sweets every day, and like I have like one takeaway once I've gained a stone. Like it's so annoying.
yeah, no, I can. Yeah, so I'm not only I'm starting to see like, okay, I actually need to start like exercising a bit. Because even though like I'm far from the healthiest person. Like I don't work out. Like I try and eat veg. I definitely don't eat fruit. So like, I'm now like I think it's just lockdown because even though I was still doing stuff when I was because of like lockdown, like I'm not outside. It's like wow, I'm really not doing anything. I'm just like feeling a bit sluggish.
yeah.
I exercise.
Like, it's ridiculous, and it's so hard to exercise because like. You know, we went to Pomona Centering this Stream Park. You know the park, Caden.
Yeah, I know the
Three
park.
syllabled park.
Yeah, the redacted information parks.
Yeah. And it's literally like we just went there for just a regular ass walk, and that is like the most peaceful place in the city. And it was fucking chocker, and there's just so many people about. It's like anywhere you go, you are at a huge risk. Like if you go down to town, it's all shops and stuff, so you can't really do any like actually nice exercise anyway.
Yeah.
But oh my god, just so many people everywhere, like around here.
Yeah, because when I was back in Redacted City, like it was very much the fact that you had to find like a spot, like the Amira housemates had like, well, I say it was like a 10-20 minute walk to like this like trail that was quite quiet. And if it was busy, people were like still keeping their distance and stuff, which is nice. But I think that's just what you have to do. Like you have to find somewhere to be active, which sounds ridiculous, but like obviously if you're trying to like stay safe and everything, then that's just what you have to do. Especially as we're on the verge of a lockdown.
Yeah, it's true.
It's just a matter of when. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Yeah. I'm just thinking as well, like it's really hard to exercise with the mask on. Like I'm all for fucking mask and everything, but like it's just a humid air. Like if you're running and shit, like blowing that into your face and you get a gross breath, like when you're really dehydrated and shit. It's like oh god, it's not fun.
Because I was on Sunday. Yeah, I was booming. Like I told you guys. And
You were being a boomer.
I was being a boomer. That was my role for the day. And I had to have a mask on because it was a working environment. We were shooting inside for the most part. So basically, unless I'm eating or like I just want to get away from people, I have a mask on. My God, I felt so gross, like disgustingly gross. That was. Also, because we were outside at the like in the evening, and it was cold. My nose started running as well, which I didn't know about. So I just like, I'm surprised I didn't get like a rash or like acne or anything.
Damn.
I thought for sure it was gonna happen. And then the day before that, not the day before, like when I was in London, I'd have this mask on, and it just completely dried up my mouth. I didn't know at the time until I had to go on a walk about to do an errand, and like I was completely dehydrated. Like the rest, like I'm still like trying to recover from that. I got completely dehydrated. I still got like a sore throat from it.
Was that when you? What I remember a couple days ago, you like came into voice chat and you were just like, "Ah, hello."
I was hoarse.
Yeah.
Said the least. Yeah, it was just again, it's just from the effects of that, just the massive really taking all the moisture out of my mouth.
Yeah, it's alright when you just walk into the shops and stuff. When you try to exercise, and like humid air just makes you dehydrated anyway. Like no matter what the temperature is, it's just like.
Respiring is hard.
It's true. It's so true.
I wore my binder out for the first time with the mask on, and oh my god, I felt like such shit afterwards because like you can't breathe anywhere but your stomach when it's on, obviously, because like everything's constricted. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it again because it's just so hard to breathe.
Yeah. How about we just don't wear a mask? I think that's the way. I think that's
You're right. Yeah, I think we should
yeah.
just not wear our masks.
What's the worst that could happen?
Twitch mods, you're joking. This is a joke.
Not for legal reasons. This is a joke. Not legal. There's no legal about it.
Yeah, that's true. Did you just build yourself into a cage, Josh? Are you just hiding in a cage?
I was.
Someone's just broken through your cage.
My Nick Cage.
Your Nick Cage. Wait, so how can you place 20th when you were still alive?
Oh, I placed 20th because I was the third person still alive, but 17 people were ghosts.
Okay.
Yeah.
They've had a ghost for Halloween. It's weird.
Yeah, but that scoring system doesn't make sense.
No, it
Surely
doesn't.
You came third, and then it's like, oh, now you play as these people.
Yeah, it's really annoying. But on that note, because it's 10:02, I'm going to end the stream here. And then I'm going to watch It Follows in 10 minutes. So yeah, be epic gaming for that. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching me play World of Horror, then Watch Dogs Legion. And then Fortnite. Make sure you follow and subscribe to the channel. Pay money to subscribe. That's how Twitch works.
Yay!
Donate down at the links below if you can, because I'm going to be homeless soon.
Yeah!
Yeah, that's fun.
No, actually do subscribe. I'm very scared for my friend.
But thank you for watching. Thank you so much. We had some real good conversations, even though I ranted for about 25 minutes at one point there. I went off on one. But thank you everyone for coming, and thank you everyone here in the voice chat. Very epic.